they were having a,
What is it?
it's called a dagger brush, but when you wet it, it has kind of a funny shape to it where it comes up like that.
An Arab slipper.
It does. So what I'm going to use for though is I found that I can get some of these little edges on the tips of trees, and it seems to work very well. So I'm going to try it on this one. And then what I'm going to do with this tree, when I had the other one in here the other day, when I brought the other painting, and I've done this painting, and it's one of my, because I like to get into the detail, and that's my bag. I painted this with kind of a dark green first, and in some spots a yellow green, and then when that dried, then I came in with this really dark color. And what that does is when I get little spaces in there, instead of having just a black tree, I've got some little hints of some other colors, which is what you'll actually see. And so when we're getting into looking at the tree later on in the painting, the left brain is feeding in, oh, okay, I know that's a tree, and it's got some different color leaves and so forth, and it starts solving your question for you, and that way you don't have to get into all the nitty-gritty detail. But the other thing I'm going to do here is I'm really getting sold on using this glass dish for putting on my masking fluid, because I like to use PBO because PBO dries gray and then I know where it is. The others, sometimes they dry, then I can't see where it is. So this is fine. But when I get in this bottle and it gets gray and all the stuff gets in the inside of the bottle, and I get ready to stick my brush in there, and I can't see what I'm getting into here. And then I find that, oh, okay, I got it a little bit deeper, and I get on, and all of a sudden I've gotten in too deep, and I've got masking fluid up into the ferrule and everything like that, so now I've got another problem. So, oops, I don't want to put that down there. But what I'm doing is just pouring just a little. That's way too much for what I'm going to be doing. But I put a little bit on that glass dish, which was something that we bought 8 or 9 years ago at one of the stores that they have that sells dishware, Dish Barn over in Hendersonville. Now that works great, because then what I can do is I can go in here and I'll take this toothbrush, I'll knock most of the water off. But when I'm trying to go into the bottle with the toothbrush, some of them got a little small neck and I'm having a hard time trying to get that in there. And the other part. So now what I do is I just put this on this plate, I can just touch it, and then I'll go over here and knock some of it off. And then let's just try it all. This is what I did in this one, get it up vertically. Didn't get enough there, get a little bit more. Okay, so I want to get this area in here, so I'm just going to go spritzing on here, and I'll put a little bit up in this corner up in here. And now when that dries, all of those little dots will be on there. But I can get rid of those dots quite easily by just after I take everything off. I can just paint around them and leave the ones that I want. Because when you first take it off, then it's going to look like it's all white. And so, and that's what I did here, because on this other painting that I'll be bringing next week, or I'll be sitting on the net, I had some trees and I was trying to figure out, so I painted them with kind of a medium green, and then I took my toothbrush and did that so that I then kind of protected a lot of it. And I wound up getting all these little dots when I took them off. And then sometimes some of them came out and they were too strong, so I just put a glaze on certain areas and that softened everything. And it helped. And then down in here I put in some darker, and it worked fairly well. But I've got that part, so now what I'll do is I'll dry that just to get those little dots.